It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And we'll see this team's sure-handed wide receiver. There are few better in the red zone as he comes in fourth in touchdown receptions. Buckle up. There's football coming your way under the lights on Monday night.
We've all waited long enough to get here. It's time for some football as we welcome you to the NFL on EA Sports. Glad to have you with us, football fans. Kate Scott and Brock Hewitt up here in the broadcast booth. And Brock, one side with a clear advantage coming into this one, coming off the bye week. While their opposition, well, not only are they less rested, but they're coming off a big L as well.
Just a reality. Just a reality of the NFL that every season you're going to catch somebody coming off a bye or in more time to rest up than you did. And if you feel sorry for yourself, well, you're probably going to lose. When these games come along, it's time to grit your teeth and work even harder on those tired legs. You're going to see a lot of teams in that spot try some big plays early to grab that momentum right from the jump.
Officially beyond the halfway point now, eyes starting to shift to the playoff picture as this Week 10 game gets underway. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. So here comes their offense for its opening drive. And they'll be led out by the longtime veteran at QB.
Sure feels like the bye week came at a perfect time for him and his team as well. Right smack dab in the middle of the season, giving everybody some time to rest, recharge mentally, and really get yourself energized, Kate, to attack the rest of this regular season, starting with this contest.
Right to the air, it's Jones. Has him on the quick hitter. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped.
I think the defense is still turned around looking for where the ball is, because that QB and tight ends, they got that ball out in a hurry.
Across the 45 and still going. And he's finally brought down just a yard shy of midfield. 16 yards on the play. And it'll give him a first down. From the shotgun, it's Jones. Short pass brought in. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. In the third and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. It's a gain of 4. And they'll have first down. No slated downs to approach here from the 40. First down, and they go right back to him. And he's only going to get 2 or 3 yards on that one.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Completed to Sutton. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck. That play good for 17 and a first down.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
First down from the red zone. Cut by Sutton. And this one doesn't go far.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
No one open, so he chucks this to another county.
You really want those throws to be like clockwork for your offense. Every team needs to hit passes in that short to intermediate range to effectively move the ball.
Jones now on third down. Into the end zone, but someone's able to knock it away. That's incomplete.
You know, I don't fault that look at all, Kate, downfield. It was just an excellent defensive play to deny him the ball and knock it away. That is good on good.
And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And the the opening drive of the game ends in 3 points.
Well, I know once that drive stalls out, that's where it really pays to have that reliable kicker on the sideline ready to bail you out. And he knocks that one right through to give him the lead.
Has this at the 6. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So out comes their offense for its first possession of the game. And it's going to be the man under center who brings him out, now in his 9th NFL season.
A bit of an uneventful outing individually last week, Kate. A touchdown and a pick for him, but the lasting memory, well, there's no question about it. Walking off that field with the loss, that stings. No doubt he feels he could have done more to prevent that result, so expect to see a motivated individual taking snaps here this week.
He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. A flag's down as he stops. Looks like this one's on the offense. Fighting all he could to keep his quarterback upright, but crossed the line there. That earns the holding penalty. First down, he takes the snap. Connects on the crosser. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32.
Part of the reason I leave you pregame, Kate, and get down to that field and watch these guys throw and catch is I want to see their timing. I want to see their anticipation. That is picture perfect right there. A crossing route thrown that quickly tells me these two are on the same page. Okay, I know nobody's perfect. And all you have to do is listen to me and how many words I screw up. But you certainly expect those throws of that length to be 100%. They've got to be borderline automatic in this offense.
He has the first over the middle. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. Following that completion, remember the O-line looks to be in some pain. They're headed out to take a look at him now. Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Throwing from the gun. Completed to his running back. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 22 on that one, and that'll be a first down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And they're going to stop him after he wiggles his way forward for 2.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
And they haul him down just a foot or 2 shy of the red zone. He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Back to throw. Finds him over the middle. And they're going to get this down to the 4 before being stopped. Give him about 16 yards on that gain, Brock, and it sets him up with 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. The shot to the end zone is incomplete. That throw doesn't lead to 6. And that makes it 2nd and goal. Back now, pressure on its way. He's got it. And this one stopped at the 3-yard line. It was the rookie from USC who got there for that tackle. Buckle up, it's 3rd and goal. Dropping back to throw. And that's caught in the end zone for the touchdown. These guys finish off their opening drive. He finds one of his great receivers, Brock, and they are off to a great start to begin this ball game.
Yeah, it's such a positive offensively when you could go find not just a field goal, but a touchdown on that opening drive. And defensively, this starts to shake the foundation of your preparation and makes you wonder what's in store.
That one splits the uprights. And his guys one up the opposing field goal. They start with 7 on their opening drive. Now after the touchdown, they'll kick it back and see what the opposition can do. Fielded at the 7. Decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The home teams and their running back about to get back to work. And they haven't been shy about looking his way in the passing game, have they? You can see that so far this season, he's currently leading all running backs in receiving yards. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
And he let his man just a little too much there. That's an incomplete pass.
Those passes get more and more difficult as you try to get aggressive downfield. I love the call. I love pushing the ball down the field. But the windows in the throwing lanes aren't there long, and it only takes a little bit for a throw to be off.
And not a lot of room for him as he's brought down. A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. Working from the gun. Here's Jones. Hits his running back. And they'll get him down after he gets into the 48.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
This one carries out of bounds. Not the greatest field position awaiting them. It's spotted at the 11. The visitors and this running back headed back out for a new series. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. And he finds himself across an important benchmark for yards this season after that last drive. He stayed pretty busy this season, and the numbers show just that. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a 1st down.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
This one's to Schultz, out right side. And they take him down at the 24-yard line. 2nd down now, 7 to go. From the 24. Completed over the middle. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31.
The goal of running that drag route is to get it to him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. They picked up a good chunk, and there was nearly room to add even more.
That's caught for the 1st. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
They'll throw it again. Looking right, and he finds him. And he's short of the 1st after a mild gain. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Throwing the out route complete. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. That's the end of our 1st quarter. 3 more to go still on Monday night. 7-3 is our score. More from this one right after this. We're back, and we'll join this drive already in progress to begin quarter 2. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. Tight end reels in the shallow throw. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Off the play fake, he's going to throw. Finds him on the crossing route. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They get 22 on that one. And it sets up 1st down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
He'll throw it yet again. Has him on the quick hitter. And they have this well into the red zone now at the 15. Let's see what they want to do here, partner. It's 2nd and inches. Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9. It's a 6-yard gain. That sets up 1st and goal.
That's certainly a spot where you could be more aggressive, Kate, if you wanted to take your shots. But some coaches, even the bolder ones, will take the safe play first when they get it from time to time. No 3rd down required now.
Catch is made in close. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. It's 2nd and goal. He's going to throw this one. And it's caught in the end zone. Touchdown! Well, we all know that he's somebody they like to have working down near the end zone, Brock, and there is so many ways they know how to use him down there.
Yeah, things are constantly different down there when you're trying to defend him, which is what makes defending him so tough, borderline impossible at times. He can make the smallest little tweaks to his route just like a receiver would. And it's a totally different animal, a nightmare for these defenses.
That one right down the middle. And these guys drive their lead to 11.
Our home team, 3.
They put a touchdown on the board, and now they'll send it away. Here's a return from the 7. This return makes it up to the 25. The home team's back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. And midway through the season, you can see he's pacing the NFL running backs and receiving touchdowns. A real versatile player for them on offense. First down throw by Jones. Looking underneath, and the back brings it in. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short.
At the 33-yard line.
Operating from the gun, it's Jones. Short pass brought in. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Running back sent in motion. Jones on 1st down. Into traffic, complete. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that'll give him a 1st down. They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. Working the sideline. Oh, he got it. Drug the feet. That's a catch.
I know I can sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
Again, Jones to the air. Complete over the middle. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. All right, all set up now. 1st and 10. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And a little space is all he needed to reach that 35-yard line. 1st down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
They'll motion him out of the backfield. From the 35 on 2nd down. Completed to his running back. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that gives them the 1st.
Something out of nothing, Kate, that may as well be listed on his resume because he's so good at it. Caught that one near the line, and after that, it was all him, turning a modest pass into far more than a modest gain.
1st down from the red zone. Finds him over the middle. And he's brought down after a short gain.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
From the shotgun, it's Jones. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Bend. Even good defenses, great defenses in this league, Kate, they're going to bend at times, but you never want to break. And when you get a sack in the red zone, well, that goes a long ways to helping your efforts.
And he rips this one out and over the back of the end zone, incomplete.
QBs, well, they're a lot like the great shooters in the NBA. Hey, listen, sometimes you're going to miss. You just got to shake it off and keep shooting away.
And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And that brings the deficit back within a score, 8 points.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm, and no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm than start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
Fielded at the 7. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The visitors ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And last drive, he reached one of those numbers that everyone looks at as a benchmark after the season ends, Brock. Quite the year that he's put together finding the end zone. They go play action on first. An alert play defensively there. Got a hand on it to tip it away, and that makes it second down. Throwing from the gun here. Hits him on the out route. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains. There wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Throwing now on first down. Short pass caught by his tight end. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Throwing it again here. Short pass caught by his tight end. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. A 7-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to. Because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of the defense.
And he's taken down at the 30. In a good spot here, 2nd and inches. Trying to throw here out of the gun. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22. Give him 8 yards on the play. And they're going to have a first down. So we're at the 2-minute warning here from Omaha. All set up now for 1st and 10. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Completed over the middle. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. It arrived as the ball did to break things up. And it'll be 3rd and 5 coming up. They'll try and throw it here. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
Quarterbacks, well, they're a lot like sharpshooters in the NBA. Sometimes they're just going to miss. You got to shake it off and keep on firing.
And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And it's now a 2-possession game as the lead grows to 11.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
Oh, he's showing some burst on this return. They'll bring him down on the return as he gets this to the 33. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Working from the gun. Here's Jones. Completed to Sutton. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. That goes for 36 yards. And it'll give him a first down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
On first down, it's Jones to throw. Can't connect over the middle, it's incomplete. Looking for the back that time. So it'll be second down. They send a tight end in motion. 2nd and 10 now, Jones. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
Boy, offenses that connect in this intermediate zone are so effective. Getting the completion in that area, it not just sparks your offense, but it just turns that aggressive meter way up. They just couldn't quite find the connection. This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
And that one is good. A little longer, but no problem at all. And that brings the deficit back within a score, 8 points.
Give him the first half trifecta. He's 3 for 3 on field goals. And as much as they'd like 6 points to end drives, not 3, they can at least be happy they're getting consistent looks inside field goal range. He's delivering.
He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. The visitors headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. All right, keeping it simple. They're just going to call a give right up the middle. And he sneaks this through the middle, maybe a gain of 2. They're just going to play it safe, sticking with the ground game, it looks like. And as they bring him down, let's check the penalty flag.
Holding offense.
That one on the offense, but declined, so we will indeed head to halftime. And on to Orlando for our halftime report from Jonathan Coachman.
Okay, Kate, thanks very much. And welcome in both these teams making their way out of the tunnel, and we're ready for the second half. And for the call, we send it back to Kate Scott and the other blonde bomb.
Ball is teed up, and we're off in quarter number 3. Return coming from the 6. And this drive will start inside the 25. This offense and their quarterback making their way back out there, ready to take over once again. And he's been one of the best at leading an offense this season. As you can see, he's at 2nd in the NFL right now in touchdown passes. Play action on first down. Cut for big yards on the right side. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 22 on that one, and it'll give them a first down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Throwing with a blitz on the way. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll be brought down a step or 2 shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. Second down now, 7 to go. From the 48. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. The gun, they'll look to throw. Complete beyond the marker. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. Big gain, 14 on the play. And they'll have first down. Here's the lone back on the handoff. And he only manages one. Couple of defenders there to bring him down.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
That one's complete, right side. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. They'll come up 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. To the ground it goes. That's incomplete.
You know, I love this, Kate, from an offense. Just philosophically, stretching that secondary out with your tight end. Even still, one of the deeper targets you're going to see him get. It's a shame they couldn't quite connect.
He beams one deep right side. And no one had a shot at that. It's out of the back of the end zone, incomplete. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Now they'll throw out of the gun. And he's in. Touchdown! These guys grow the lead coming out of halftime. I should know this by now, Brock. I don't know if you're a Broadway guy, but there's a lot of names that belong on the playbill for this lead we've got here, but his name belongs on the marquee as he brings in his 2nd touchdown grab.
Yeah, a bunch of contributors all throughout this roster. No, not a Broadway guy. And with 2 scores now, it's what, a 2-score game?
Yep.
Easy to see he's been one of the key actors throughout.
Appreciate the honesty. That one splits the uprights. And his guys lead by 15 now. And after they reach the end zone, they'll kick it off and turn things over to the defense. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. He's stopped on the return at the 27. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, it's Jones. Cut out left. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Running for the marker on 2nd. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. That one ends up a gain of 6. And that'll be a 1st down. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Going to the ground again on 1st. And this one does not go far. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
An early jump and the flags come in. I think this is going to go against the defense.
Encroachment, defense.
He thought he had the timing down and could make the play, but just a hair too early.
Still 2nd down.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Throwing here, Jones. Dumps it off to his running back. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
That just might be a throw he regretted as soon as you let it go. I know that feeling. He was doing all he could to find a completion down the field, but they were all over that check down and ready to turn it into a negative play.
Oh, and the rush is too much. He's taken down. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down, and he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
So out now comes the punter. And this will be his 2nd effort of the contest. And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. It's scored as a 51-yard punt. And it'll be their football. Ball at the 33 for first down. Lone back gets the handoff. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. Give him 5 on that carry. Bring it up 2nd and 5. Throwing now, off play action. Caught by his fullback behind the line. Well, he came down a little awkwardly after making that tackle. Looks like he's in some discomfort now. We're going to have medical head out to check on him. Football on that 47-yard line, first down. Setting up a throw. Connects on the crosser. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first. Tight end motioning right. They'll throw on first. Short pass brought in. And they can't chop to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Give him 24 on that play. And that will set up 1st and goal.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. From the red zone now. Catch is made in close. Touchdown. Great opportunity to find a touchdown there, Brock, and they come through with 6.
Receivers want the ball everywhere on the football field. But you start smelling the end zone, they really want their chance. And they will tell you as a quarterback, just give me an opportunity and I'll make a play. And he sure did.
Looking to tack on the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And these guys grow the lead now to 22 points.
Our home team, 9.
Following the touchdown, they'll kick it back and see what the opposition has in store. This return starts at the 5. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They send the tight end in motion. They'll run here from the gun. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
And he pushes forward, but they don't get much there. 3 yards puts them back on the right track. Now they've got 3rd and 9.
It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 10.
Pistol now for Jones. He has the first over the middle. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. The give now out of the shotgun. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
From the shotgun, it's Jones. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And it brings up 3rd down. One of the tight ends motioning right. And go play fake with Jones. Short pass caught by his tight end. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
That's too far in front, and it's not going to be caught.
You know, in the NFL, offensive-minded teams will call it a perfect Friday. They don't want the ball to hit the ground once. And especially on these short to intermediate throws, you've got to count on those being up.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
In a situation like this, you got to be a fixer. I mean, this game is hard, and you get into known passing situations, it gets even more difficult. But when you don't get rid of the ball and you take another sack, you make this third down a near impossibility.
Gotta figure out this third down here. Here's Jones to throw. And even on third down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be fourth down.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on third down? Well, they chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
And this will fly out of bounds to deny a return. They're going to mark it a little before the 20. Their offense running back out now. And you can see in these clips quite an extensive highlight reel he's put together in what is a 4-touchdown game for him already.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say this guy's in the zone. I know in hoops, sometimes shooters say that hoop looks and that basket looks enormous. Right? I know on a golf course you're thinking, man, everything is a birdie. For this guy today, 4 touchdowns on the ledger, he's made it look easy.
Here's a give up the middle. And he's going to take this one to the 25 before going down. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9. Trying to throw here out of the gun. Brought in right side. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. A new set of downs awaits him. Here's 1st and 10. Only 1 quarter remains in our final game of the week. That's the end of the third. It's not quite over yet, but it'd take a pretty miraculous comeback. We've got a 3-score game as we get set to start the 4th quarter. Markers reset, ball at the 37. They'll run here on 1st down. And they'll only find 1 yard up the gut and 2nd down.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A gain of 2 follows up a gain of 1, and now they're left with 3rd and 7. Back to the well again. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. He comes through with 6. It's going to be 4th and 1.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
They'll send out the punting unit. And thankfully, he hasn't been needed until the final quarter. He punted a couple of times last week in their loss, and now gets this one away. Now this offense getting set to work here. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. And they bring him down after he ran through him up to the 43. It's a solid 7-yard pickup on 1st down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
From the 43. Doesn't make the connection. This one intended for the running back. And now they'll face a 3rd and 3. They kick the running back in motion. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
You know, it's fascinating how those routes you run so many times in practice become a whole lot more difficult in the actual game. That was an important 3rd and short to convert. Very surprised to see that play fail.
And it's going to be incomplete. Couldn't connect to extend the drive. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
The quarterback's so worried about challenging the DBs in coverage, he didn't keep an eye on the lineman in front of him. He threw it right towards them, and it was easy to get a pop and swat away a potential 1st down.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. Hand off to the back. And he maneuvers through the middle for a gain of 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a 1st down.
Back-to-back carries here. And they bring him down around the 34. Give him 5 yards to bring up a manageable 3rd and 1. Throwing from the gun here. That's caught for the 1st. And they bring him down, but there's a flag on the field.
Holding. Offense.
A gain they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty. And now we're going to wait to see how they respond. Throwing on 3rd and long. Has it downfield, working the left. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. The big play nets him 17 yards. And it sets up 1st down. They're throwing it. Finds him over the middle. And he's brought down. They're going to mark him at the 14. It's a gain of 12 there. And that'll give him a 1st down. Working inside the red zone. Completed over the middle. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Still sticking with the passing game. Cut near the goal line. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down. They are throwing it again. And the connection made in the end zone. Touchdown. These guys keep adding to that 4th quarter lead. Right on the edge of the goal line for 1st and goal. And I don't know about you, partner, but that surprised me that they just threw it in. No attempts at running it.
Yeah, I think it is so hard for these defenders. You got to be so keyed in, and physically, you know you've got to stop that run first. So a 1st down pass play can and certainly was effective.
Our home team, 9.
Now after the touchdown, they'll kick it back and see what the opposition can do. He fields it from the 8. He stopped on the return at the 27. Here comes their offense out again. And the last time we saw them, Brock, they took a risk, went for it on their own half of the field, but it didn't work out. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Working from the gun. Here's Jones. Into a crowd, and a defender comes up with it. And they limit the damage on the return, but it is still a turnover.
Well, I suppose some praise is in order for bringing him down almost immediately and preventing the return. Definitely minimized the damage the best they could, but it is still a demoralizing outcome for this offense to give the ball away.
This offense headed back to the field, led by their receiver. And I'm pretty sure, Brock, they hadn't even all sat down on that sideline yet to rest. And now they're right back out there with a great chance to repeat their last touchdown.
And you will take that every day of the week and twice on Sundays. You don't mind it all. You got that defense right now reeling after the touchdown. Look at where they start with the football now.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Another carry for him. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. 3rd and just 2 to go. They give it to him again. And he'll be brought down here at the 23-yard line. They'll say he got 5 there, but Brock, all they care about is the first down that comes with it.
A gain of 5. And a first down.
Changing things up, they're going to throw now. Dumped off to his running back. And he's brought down for a loss.
He specializes in salvaging broken plays out of the backfield, but even he couldn't get anything out of that one, Kate. That defense, they were all over it.
Here's 2nd and 11. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. They'll try and pick this up on the ground. And they take him down, but he's able to get this inside the red zone. It's a gain of 5, but they still need a bunch here on 4th down.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
So 4th down, and out comes the field goal unit. Ball on the right hash for this 36-yard look. And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And a fairly insurmountable lead grows by 3 more.
Yet another shot across the bow of a ship that's already sinking here, Kate. He could have made that field goal. Heck, he could have turned around and kicked it directly at his coach because it feels like they've got this one in hand.
And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. Their offense returning to the field for another possession. They are coming off their first interception of the game. This drive now a chance to rebuild some confidence. Tight end in motion left. First down throw by Jones. Has him on the quick hitter. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5.
At the 29-yard line.
Running back, motioning right. Here's 2nd and 5. Makes the grab in bounds left side. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. It's a 21-yard gain. And that gives them the first.
First and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Operating from the gun, it's Jones. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Tough one to retain through that hit. And now it's 2nd down. Running back sent in motion. Again, Jones to the air. Got a man, it's Thomas. And that will not be enough for a first down.
Oh, man, these are the kind of plays you can't wait to get on film and watch the next day. Look at the fellow pass catchers. Look at the guys getting out in front, helping on that screen pass. Get your player in space, your buddies do the rest around you, and a big play follows.
Complete beyond the marker. And he'll get this down at the 33-yard line. 8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward. That's the 2-minute warning here from Omaha. These guys trying to do some window dressing. On first down, it's Jones to throw. That's Thomas, he's got it. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset. To the line we go. They're set, 1st and 10. Motioning left is their running back. Jones on first down. throw reeled in by Thomas. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
Complete to number 82.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5.
At the 15-yard line.
From the shotgun, it's Jones. This time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth, but a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it, except for this defense that just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
Let's see what they went with on 3rd down. Now Jones. Short pass brought in.
Never eat shredded wheat. Northeast, south, and west, right, Kate? And I like on 3rd downs, north and south. You start going east to west and eating that wheat, you could run into problems just like that.
Here he goes. Got to have this on 4th down. The throw is caught. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage. So hard work rewarded as they take a well-earned win in this one. And this is exactly how they wanted to go into that bye week, partner, with a victory and some positives to build on in that nice extra time off. So for my partner, Brock Heward, and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott, saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody. This celebration begins for our winners as we say goodbye from Omaha.